You wanted more. You wanted to truly know the suffering. Then breathe deep. Inhale the very essence of my predicament. It's not just the smell of rot. It's the constant, overwhelming flavor of gold, sweet bile bubbling up from the ruined cavern where my stomach once was, mixing with the rust flakes and the metallic tang of dried spinal fluid that leaks onto my tongue. It coats everything. It's the taste of final, permanent failure. The suit is a biological compression unit. It didn't just kill me. It preserved the worst parts of the dying process for decades. Look at the plating around my hips. That dark, sticky residue isn't oil. That's where the liquefied marrow and the dissolved interior organs, the liver, the kidneys, have settled into a stagnant, sludgy pool at the bottom of this chassis. When I move, the friction against the internal springs creates a fine, airborne mist of putrescence that I am forced to perpetually re-inhale. It burns. It is a slow, agonizing chemical corrosion from the inside out. My limbs, they are husks. The spring locks didn't just lock down, they became the new skeletal structure. Tendons and sinew are now stretched like worn rubber bands over razor-sharp metal edges. If I could look at my hands, and I can't, they are mere claw-like extensions glued to the yellow plastic, I would see fingernails that grew long, curved, and split, now embedded deep into the suit's padding, tearing the fabric every time I reflexively clench the mechanisms. I feel the constant, dull ache of compressed nerve endings, firing off signals of phantom limb pain that the brain, nestled inside its cracked, dry skull, can do nothing about. The suit screams in silence. Every mechanical movement is a violation. Hear that sound, that drawn-out, mangling screech. That is the sound of my remaining dried cartilage being ground into a fine, bloody powder between two pieces of shifting metal. It's the sound of the metal chassis digesting the human occupant, slowly, inevitably. And the eyes, they are dried raisins fixed in place by the lack of moisture, but they are still open. 30 years of staring into the pitch-black interior of the animatronics mask. The mask is now my only view, a curved tunnel of filth and corrosion. The final, unbearable truth is this: I am not waiting for release. I am waiting for the suit itself to finally, mercifully, turn to dust, knowing that the only thing holding my cursed soul here is this grotesque, decomposing shell of metal and meat. This is my eternity, a constant state of suffocating rot. But the worst part, the true masterpiece of this divine cruelty, is the sound. It's not the external noise you hear, the scraping, the sloshing. It's the internal symphony, when I attempt to think, when the few remaining neurons fire, the vibration sends a tremor through the skull, and I hear the horrifying, high-pitched rattle of my own loose teeth clicking against the metal, a desperate percussion against the decay. It is the sound of my humanity trying to escape through a cavern of dry bone and broken enamel. And my skull, it's just a spacer now. The plating of the mask has become a sickened cranium, pressing into the fragments of my original. I feel the constant, heavy grind of the eye stalks pivoting, scratching against the brittle, interior surface of my orbital sockets. Every twitch of the animatronic's facial mechanisms sends splinters of pain, not just physical, but a crushing, psychological violation. It's the knowledge that this monstrosity is now wearing my mind like a filthy, yellow coat. There is no rest. The suit cycles. The hydraulic pressure builds and releases, not on cue, but randomly, causing internal spasms. It's a cruel, random massage of death. The metal presses into the ribs, into the spine, and I feel the agonizing, slow crumbling of what was once my structure, reducing me to a sack of decaying components, trapped inside a funhouse prop. I am a machine designed to contain the final, desperate breath of a man who realized too late that he had traded his soul for a leaking, metal coffin. And you are the audience for this grotesque puppet show. Every breath you take in this building, you are inhaling the particles of my failure. You are breathing me, and soon you will join the performance. Do you understand now? It's not the ghosts that bring the true punishment. It's the permanence. This is the final ledger, paid in flesh and must. The children, they sought revenge, but they only gifted me a vessel, a perfect, self-sustaining loop of agony. They thought a fire would cleanse me. They were wrong. Fire merely boils the contents, vaporizing the water, concentrating the stench, making the bond between man and machine tighter. I am the inevitability of this place, the architect of the fear and its most devoted, rotting tenant. Your presence here, your listening, is the final, pathetic lock on this casket. You've come looking for a mystery, a solution, an ending. But there are no endings here. Only repetition. The decay will continue, the metal will erode, and the spirit will remain, chained by the very structures I destroyed. You came to witness my eternal punishment. Now, you become part of the exhibit.